Yeah, y'all not go excuse my voice. Y'all not gonna like it's have to be the same loud video. My voice is conking out. But yeah, y'all not gonna like this. Oh, y'all not gonna like this. What if I told you that racism is hidden in criticism? Because sometimes it's valid, but then sometimes they're just not saying they like the show. It's always to the extreme. Worst show every time. It's extra woke. Like I say, I do not like when non-black folks talk about woke and use it as an insult. And even some black YouTubers out there like to use it because woke was a word used to empower. And when white people take a word that was used to empower and make it like it's wokey woke. They like saying wokey woke. But yeah, because I'm aware of you. I'm aware of you. When I look at you, I see a whole bag of white supremacists. How about that? I see a whole bunch of anti-black, and they're hiding in media, in badly produced media that just happens to have a largely black or black-led cast. And then I'm looking at the studio. Are they producing this stuff so that the people that say wokey woke, black, white, or whatever, to have something to say about good and bad media? The only thing they accepted with open arms, but the man is dead. But then when the white majority that didn't say anything about Black Panther, and like I told you, I don't want to say tether. I can't identify who they are. This whole group of people that say we want a new T'Challa like or else type stuff. So that's the opposition. You think white supremacy just came and you think it's some dude living in Arkansas, living in the country somewhere, driving pickup trucks and hunting deers? Did you really think that's no? That's not what they look like. They look like dudes on media. Usually they have a presence on media and they just talk about, they go in, because you can hide behind insults and saying, oh, I just don't like that. But when you say this is the worst thing, when you're saying the worst thing I ever saw, or when you're excusing worst properties, compare is dead giveaway. They'll say, oh, this is bad, but with this black thing here is good. With these black people in it is good. This is even worse than that. This is just worse than that. All of the woke. What do you mean woke? Then why did you continue to watch? Because you're going to make money off of this too. Also, you have to subject yourself to stuff that you don't like. This is the worst thing, and you watch the whole thing all the way through when you wasn't even obligated to. When they're watching the whole show to give a review, and you're obligated to talk about this thing. So you just go find and just watch. You regularly go and watch stuff that you don't even like, you don't even agree with. But you want your YouTube money, so you watch it. Something that you hate so much surely makes you a lot of money. So what is it for? Are you selling it for hate watching, or are you just indifferent? But just to be showing extra stuff. Worst thing I ever saw in my life, and I felt like I was dying. All the extra shit instead of saying this, it sucked. It was bull. It was bull. You know, I didn't want to watch it. I watched it. Here's the review on it of what I saw. But it's like this and unlikable. This character was. It's always and then dead giveaway. Here's the catch, y'all. The catch is it's never about the creators that made it. It's always about the actors. And you know it's a racist implication when they say, constantly talk about how unlikable an actor that was given a script to act a very particular way. They were directed to act this way. And the vitriol and hatred for somebody just doing a paid job, I find it to be extremely suspicious. Because the first thing I'm going to eventually get to, well, this is the script they was given. Because usually that's the case. They always indoctrinate them into like they're a bad person because they act this way. They won't never just say, this is the script they were given, or maybe they're just not I saw them in something else. Maybe they're not the best actor, but it's always an indictment on a fictional character that was written by other people, and they go in and in and in. I'm like sweating now. It's hot in here. This brand. This is brand. This is brand. Terraton brand. But yeah, I just find it highly odd. If it ain't racism, then what is it? The harsh criticism? When you're giving harsh criticism on a character that was given a script and a direction. They didn't just walk on set and start doing that stuff by themselves. You can say she's a bad actor, but when you're constantly talking about the character and you're not talking about the director, I never heard on all these foul-ass reviews, I never heard anybody say who is directing her. The big ones, I watched the big ones and I didn't hear anything that even explained the difference between that character and the person that played that character. And then funny thing, it's always a black person. It always seems to be a black person. It always seems a group of black people. And then they use other groups to hide it behind their disdain for black characters, or disdain for this characters even in. I think they are purposely cast, and a lot of time I have a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, but I know racism when I see it. And this, the main thing I'm tired of seeing is somebody saying like we don't know what racism is when we see it. We don't know what racism look like, huh? I mean, I've seen 9-minute rants on the character, constant rants about the character. Like that person is the character. As in they addressed her like that's the person, that's their personality, that's them. And not giving a fair assessment. Or I saw them in something else, they wasn't that good. Give a fair assessment or opinion. I mean, it's going to be more of this. It's going to be more of this because nobody is addressing it because they're worried about them YouTube dollars. Nobody addresses this stuff. I mean, they go in on actors playing characters. Like you're just throwing this in it. And they never say who throwing it in their face. The characters are throwing themselves in front of you, or is somebody behind the camera? Yes, goofballs, somebody does exist behind the camera that's directing all of it. To give you something, he gave you something for you to talk about. But yeah, I'm not done with this bone. So, this is it, just the start. This is just the beginning. You're really gonna have to explain it to me. Who don't you like? Why is it always extra mayonnaise when it's a black person in that role that you don't like? I'm just saying. And you're trying to use a whole nother community to hide behind it like, I hate all of this. I mean, the disdain for a TV character like they a real person. You talk about them and it always seems to go to have a bad attitude and she's so mean and she's not nice. Like just how you talk about black folks. Like people try to do that with me every day. Like I'm mean and this and that. If I'm tired, I'm mean, or I have a behavioral problem when that's just the doggone opposite. And you keep saying like they don't know, and you use a whole nother community to hide behind your disdain for black folks. And then these people are always the usual suspects. Always the usual suspects. Everybody know who the usual suspects are. Not just the ones you think I'm talking about. You think it's the main one. No, Nope. So, don't care if you don't like it. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to cause truth. So, whatever. Y'all know I don't respond to racists anyway, so what difference does that make? But that's what it is. Deuces. Like and subscribe. Your criticism is expected.